Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, today we start the new unit of O levels. Code is 5090, and this is the syllabi of 2023 to 2026. So, in a plant nutrition, as you see here in the learning outcomes of the Cambridge syllabi, first of all, we need to understand that the photosynthesis is the process by which plants make carbohydrates from the raw material. So, let's start from the first learning outcome of the Cambridge syllabi. And according to that learning outcome, definitely photosynthesis is the process by which plants convert light energy into the chemical energy. The chemical energy is in the form of glucose. And definitely, this glucose not only stored in the form of starch, but in the form of amino acids, protein, in the form of fats as well. Students, plants are actually autotrophs. Autotrophs means they are able to make their food within their cells easily. They do not depend on others, while the animals are actually heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means that they depend on others to obtain their food. So plants, how they make their own food within their own cells, what is the mechanism and what are the raw materials and what are the structures which are involved in this process of making food. The process of making food is called photosynthesis, but very important to understand first this why photosynthesis is important for the life on the earth. As you know that plants, they play a very important role. Definitely they give us food, not only food, they utilize carbon dioxide. They remove carbon dioxide. They fix and convert the carbon dioxide into the glucose, and they release oxygen. Oxygen is definitely a very, very important, gas for us for the respiration. So in the atmosphere, if more plants are there, less carbon dioxide, more oxygen, which is really ideal one. So they reduce the danger of global warming. Apart from all this, if there will be no plants on the earth, then you will imagine that very less oxygen, very high carbon dioxide, and definitely the animals who eat plants, herbivores, they are died. If they died, then carnivores also died. For the humans, there is no food at all on the earth. So that's why photosynthesis is really important. Now, students, come to the real point that how photosynthesis occur and what it is photosynthesis. So before starting that topic, first of all, the definition, and then we will see its detail. Photosynthesis is the process in which the carbon dioxide and water in the presence of light and chlorophyll react in the leaf cells, in the chloroplast, and they produce glucose and oxygen. As you see, students, there is a word equation here and symbol equation here. In the exams, in the past papers, you need to write if they ask the word equation of photosynthesis and or the symbol equation. So both the equations are in front of you, balanced one. And now I'm going to draw the chloroplast. As in chapter number 1, you already studied the structure of chloroplast, but here draw it again. Chloroplast is double membranous, and in the chloroplast, some plate-like structures are present, which are called thylakoids. These thylakoid plates, they have green pigment in them, which is called chlorophyll. So this chlorophyll, students, is the main key chemical. So in the presence of chlorophyll, because chlorophyll absorbs the light energy, solar energy, light, carbon dioxide and water, they react in the chlorophyll and they produce glucose and release oxygen. So simply, this chlorophyll helps the plant to absorb the sunlight and convert it into the glucose, chemical energy. And this glucose is important because all the cells need glucose for the respiration to make energy. If energy is there, then whole the metabolism of the cell carried out. And now come to the point, according to the learning outcome or syllabus of the Cambridge 5090, what is the chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment. It is found in chloroplast, as I show you. But the problem is this: the color of the chlorophyll is green, and we know very well from the principle of physics that the colors which are reflected we can see, and colors which are absorbed by any structure we are unable to see. So it means that leaf reflect green color. So that's why we see that the leaves are green. So chlorophyll green color shows that green color is not being absorbed and not used up in photosynthesis. So what are the colors which are particularly play important role in the photosynthesis? Mainly blue, mainly red, as I show here in the diagram as well, students. As you see that the red and blue color, they absorb more energy as compared to the green, because green is reflected back. So in this scenario, chlorophyll is a green pigment and do not absorb by the chlorophyll. Remaining other colors like blue, like red, and definitely violet, these colors are absorbed and their energy is used up for the process of photosynthesis. So this is very important to note. Okay, now students, we see that after photosynthesis, when glucose is produced by the plant in the leaves, how this glucose is used by the plant? Definitely, first of all, respiration. All the cells of the leaf and even all the plant cells, they use this glucose to break the, definitely in the presence of oxygen, to glucose is used or break down to generate energy, ATP, and this ATP is used up for different chemical processes. Some of the glucose is stored in the root area, in the fruit area, in the form of starch, in the form of amino acids, proteins, and in some seeds in the form of lipids and fats. So this extra glucose, which is prepared during the daytime by photosynthesis, is used, and then extra one is stored by the plant in the form of starch in the tubers, in the root area, and as I told you, in the fruit areas. It also be stored in the fruits. So that's why fruits are sweet in taste. And the third one, this glucose is used up for the synthesis of other substances like the cell wall of new cells, like lipids, like protein for the new cells, enzymes for the cytoplasm. So it means that the extra glucose is really, really helpful and used up later on as well in the plant. Now, students, come here. I will show you diagrammatically. If you see here, that after the photosynthesis, as I show here, that after the photosynthesis, when glucose is prepared, this glucose is used up by the leaf, by the flower, okay, for its growth. And moreover, if you see here, especially that in a leaf cell, if after the photosynthesis glucose is produced, this glucose is transferred to make lipids for the cell membrane of the new cells. This glucose is transferred to form amino acids, to form protein, enzymes for the plant cells. And definitely this glucose is used to make starch polysaccharide. And this starch is a stored material. Not only the starch, but this glucose is used up for making cellulose. Definitely for making the cell wall of the new cells. So it means the biomass, the growth of the plant depend on the rate of photosynthesis. If more photosynthesis, then more glucose will formed, more new cells are produced, more enzymes, more growth is there. So students, this is all about the photosynthesis, and it's not a complete detail, or we do not cover the all learning outcomes of the syllabi. I just cover understand the photosynthesis, state that chlorophyll is a green pigment, state it transfer the light, and the fourth one outline the storage of carbohydrate limited to, as I told you, cell wall, as I told you that as a starch, as energy. So in next video, I will start from 5 to 9 that, and also I covered the fifth one as well, balanced chemical equation for photosynthesis by word and by symbols. So I will start from investigation. Okay, and inshallah, in next video, I will explain properly the leaf internal structure. I will explain the investigations, and I will talk about the limiting factor. Thank you very much, students. Kindly subscribe my channel, and I need your comments. Uh, what type of topics you want to be discussed with me? Any question? I have written notes of all the chapters of O and A levels. So it's free of cost. You can ask me and I will send you on a WhatsApp or email. Thank you very much.